It's not up to 20 cities for a day. A minimum wage is not up to 20 cities. Yeah. You work for someone, you see someone going to work up and down, up and down, up and down. Or by the end of the month, he's going to take 700 cities. You think me, I'm working, I'm taking 700 cities, I'm going to go for girlfriend. For what? Can I not do calculations to understand, say, when your girlfriend, as some of her expenses are going to my expenses?
Like what are you good bestify? That you cannot bestify with me.
No guy wants to flop when they are with someone they are interested in.
The friends are not going to advise to go back and if you don't get anything now, you finish, you go cross.
But like then subscribe.
Hello guys, welcome to the Vibe. Yeah, so as you already know, if you don't know, now you know. My name is King. I'm King. And then this is my brother, my big brother, Manchebi. But we call him Prince at home, you understand? So, yeah, so Manchebi is so breaky, you understand? And we put it on there. Yeah, he's Prince Albert and I'm Manche. I'm King Derek. But it's been a long time we spoke, so you can see it says like I'm a bit, you understand, a bit nervous. Yeah, so return agenda. I'm a bit, you can see my hands are a bit shaky. But all is good, all is good. And yeah, once again, welcome to the Vibe. I know it's been a long time. We've been out of the game for some time, but Charlie, maybe I'm a bit dream. Okay, so let me just make the whole thing short here. Yeah. Right now, new year, new things. So yeah. So, I came across this video on TikTok, I believe, just yesterday, and then I wanted us to, I wanted you to give me your idea about what you think about this video. I know that is what you're into. You like this, this kind of vibe you like. Vibe where you go, they talk back-to-back class in Penny 4. Penny Nigeria, I tell and say that so okay. No pressure. So that is why I wanted to put you on this one. And let me show the video. I don't want to mention any names. What you see is what you've seen. So let me just play the video for you.
If you are waiting to be rich before you marry, your head is not working. You don't want to marry, but you are sleeping together. What is reserved for marriage? You want it, but you don't want the process. Your head is hurting you. When I was married, my wife would tell you, I didn't have anything.
Would you prefer that as he talks, you also talk over him? Or
no, let's continue. Yeah, let the big man finish.
Didn't have a bed, didn't have chair, didn't have cutlery, didn't have plates.
Somebody do of him.
First furniture for our room was benches. Discarded benches from the church. Those days we didn't used to sit on nice chairs. Benches. And I improved them by painting them white. But we were together. We prayed together. We believed together. Then we moved from benches. Be bold. Marry. Set the date. If you are afraid of veil, don't veil. If you are afraid of gown, don't gown. If you are afraid of wedding cake, don't cake. Just come to the church office. This is the woman I want, this is the man I want. Do you, I do. Go. That's how it's done. Then from there you start together, in agreement, praying together, thinking together, planning together, acting together. And you will see that the battles you are fighting now become easier. One gets down, the other pulls him back. The one is down, the other pulls him back. And step by step, step by step, step by step, step by step. That's how your parents got to where they are. For all the young men and women, this message is for you. Parents, tell your sons, you have stayed here for so long. Be bold and move out. Be bold. Life is never going to be easy at any point. But when you come into agreement and you are purposeful, you boldly do things. And you will be able to turn your life around, acquire property. 30 years from now, 40 years from now, you will see how far God has brought you.
Osofo has said a lot. He has said a lot of wise things, and a lot of a bit controversial ones. But well, we appreciate his wisdom. And God give him long life to continue empowering the youth to take up some decisions.
Amen.
I don't have a problem with what he said so far. Like he stated earlier that it was like, oh, if you can't cake, don't cake. Basically, if you can't afford, even if you can afford it, it's not a top priority, and you don't deem it necessary to do it. Don't do it. If you don't want to get a wedding gown, don't gown. If you don't want, those were very, very significant, and we really appreciate that. He said a lot of good things in there, and that was very, very appreciative.
Okay.
That was very, but then I feel like most of the times when our leaders and our grown-ups are getting to talk to us about marriage and all of this stuff, there is a lot of context which they don't add into the whole message. You understand? And there's been a lot of change on generational stuff. There's been a lot of change in how both genders are thinking today. Even Christians, like we Christians today, the way we see things is different, because marriage is not just a spiritual thing. It's a physical institution as well. You understand? So, in as much as he said be bold and marry, which is a good thing, it takes more than just being bold to get married. And he used himself and his lovely wife as an example that when they met, when they were together, they had nothing, a lot of things. And like I said, contextually, the time in which all of this happened was years back. And their thinking was different compared to ours. I'm not saying that during their time there were no ladies who were materialistic and all of that. But back then, when you are ranging, like when you put it on the statistic based, you can see that majority had a vision for marriage. You understand?
Yeah.
Today, a lady will tell you, "Me call Ariana," and it is just 3 months. I said, "Who said would you me jai?" You understand? It's like they have a backup plan of just outing,
just in case it goes bad.
Exactly. If
they are being pessimistic about the whole thing.
Exactly. And today, other people contextually so we are still marrying based on different reasons. People are marrying today based on the fact that the person is sexually active and is good in bed. People are marrying today because this person has money. During their period, most people who got married was based on vision. Not like what the person slept and saw that this is the man I'm supposed to marry. But then they saw something in the people they are going to marry, and they are like, oh, they looked beyond materialism. But today, although I can't say on authority because I don't know the statistics, but based on what we are seeing on socials, the vast majority of women will not settle in a relationship with a man where there is no financial stability of the man. You understand? And I feel like men are bold. Women are bold too. But now you be with a woman, and with how social media has become today, women are getting different types and different forms of information. Back then, this feminism thing was not there. Even if it was there, it wasn't misinterpreted like it is being misinterpreted today.
No. And that misinterpretation is being spread across the globe.
Exactly. Now it's become globally.
Exactly.
And one of the biggest debates in today's world is a career woman who comes home to cook. But then I don't know the kind of woman he married, and I don't know if she was a career woman or what's not. But in their era, it was a big deal for a woman to come home and not cook for her husband. That is a reason, even in those marriages back then, if a wife cooks and the husband doesn't eat, it's a sign of anger or something. It means there is something wrong somewhere. Why have I cooked for you and you have not eaten? So to even show the sense of appreciation to their wives, the men always ensure that they will not eat outside. They will come home and eat what their wives made, to show that, oh, I'm in this with you. But today, it has become an argument amongst the generation and the youth today. So like I said earlier, what he said, very good on point, very great statement. But there is more to marriage today. Like we this generation have added more to marriage, because now today, if a man is very visionary, a woman will tell you, "I am visionary, BD." And gone were those days. Most of and he also made an example that look at the marriages of your parents. You understand? So, like, there has been a very good and a very great generational shift from how both genders see things and operate, for which is making it hard, in my perspective, for men to settle down with. Because now we are even planning with a woman, she's also planning with somebody else. Now we have lost the sense of, trust amongst ourselves. If you see something small, I'm leaving the relationship. And, most of the men of God, they will not tell you the real struggles in their relationships or in their marriages. That's why I always say that it is God. For them, they put God at the peak of everything. So whether good or bad, but they will not come and tell you, say, this and this and this and this is exactly what happened in my marriage, and this is how I resolved it. Because even marriage has a private part of it. Do you understand? And today, how many of us are willing to take up marriage and face the responsibility that comes with it? How many women today are willing to be strong and support their husbands? Oh, my husband is working, I have enough. How many women are even willing to support? They are lacking appreciation to the men. Men don't feel appreciated by the people they are trying to improve and help, because now the whole married thing looks like nothing can work. I've never been married before, but I've had a little experience from conversations with other men. And today it is very, very hard. Like today it is a must that a man must have his own room or his own house. When dad started, they rented an apartment. How many women today are looking for a 27-year-old man who can say, Charlie, I have a single room, self-contained. Let's get married and let's start from. How many women who agree that, my husband, we don't have plenty money. He says he has a single room, self-contained, so we should stay. How many women? And unfortunately, even some of the mothers, just like he was saying, contextually, it has changed. That there are some mothers who are like, if your wedding is not extravagant, we are not going to accept it. You understand? So if a poor guy comes up in the scene and he wants to marry their daughter, and they have the money, and the guy's like, see, I want to use my own money to finance the wedding, but then this is how much. The family will say, don't worry, we'll support you. This is how we want the wedding to be. But there is wedding and there is marriage.
Yeah.
The wedding is just a day thing. The marriage is what comes after the wedding. So like I said, he said a lot of things. My only problem is that most of the time, they take, like, they speak out of their contexts. And they assume that is the same context in which we live today. Because right now, most young men are trying hard to have some financial freedom. No, it's not like men are afraid though. Men are not afraid. You understand? Men are very bold. But the first question the lady will ask you is that, what phone are you using? Or what number your phone nowadays, Jimmy? And even now, because of social media, like I said, even though there are some better phones than other phones, because the ladies are not privy to those better phones, when they see them, they see you as though, and now most ladies' judgment based on the material stuff they have to provide. Because as he was saying, honestly, if he was moved into this context and his wife is having the perception of most women today, it would be hard for him to settle down. But then when the wife knew that, at this marriage, we will make this marriage work. We are in this together. And nothing has changed. And most fathers today will not want their daughters to marry a man who doesn't have money.
True.
Not necessarily rich, but he has to have something. And how many rich father-in-laws are willing to support their sons or their son-in-laws to provide well, to be a good provider? How many? You understand?
I get you.
So he said a lot of things which I really, really appreciate, and they are keen, but I believe sometimes they should consider the context in which they are. Although being bold is a very significant step to getting married, it's a very important thing you have to look for. But if you are bold and you don't you end up getting married to somebody, then later you're beginning to find histories about them. It's questionable. You understand? So I think this is what I can say. I've said a lot. So
You have said a lot.
Yeah. So you too. What do you think about it basically? Because
For me, if I'm being straight with you, I don't actually agree with him. You understand?
on what grounds?
On the grounds that he is from a different generation
Okay.
and we are from a different generation.
Okay.
Understand? We are of a different generation in the sense that I don't know when he was born and all that, but I can assume that 30 years ago he was.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And between that, just that 30 years safe and now, the growth of the world is not like this. So
it's not parallel.
you understand?
Yeah.
It's just like how do you call this? What's this thing called? What's the name? It's just like being a broker.
Okay, the wave.
Yes. It's just like a broker. You understand that there are times when a company is going to either depreciate or appreciate. It's not on a flat surface like that you know, say what happened with last 25 years is what is going to happen in the next 25 years. Exactly.
Yeah.
So yes, during their time, I know I know because I have friends who are from their time.
Yeah.
And they've been able to make things work out like that. But here lies the case, we are in the generation when our parents met and then my dad decided to marry my mom and all that. No man agbachu me. Or that was not.
Yeah.
They were living in a tent. Who in this generation are you going to talk to and tell the person, say, look at, just even if you are taking me for an example, people already see me and they think I'm rich just because of how I carry myself. People see my brother and then they think he's rich just because of how I know. It's something I know. People see
the rich there, we are rich. Well.
We are financially stable. Being financially stable does not make you rich.
Well, we'll be rich.
Do you get it?
There.
Oh yes, of course. But people see you and then just because of how you carry yourself, and then they already expect, like you said, they're already expecting something of you, and then it's like that expectation they have of you is like one of those expectations where you're like, I'm hoping someone will say Ochinebi. Yes. But they see you and then they just assume say you have.
No.
Do you get it? During their time, it's not like I should be I'm not ashamed of the fact that during that time I'm actually happy. Say I'm able to use that as an example. Right now, if I tell someone, even if I'm decided to get a girlfriend, and then I decide to get a girlfriend, and then I say come and visit me today, she comes. All my plan in the house. For some time, she starts feeling uncomfortable because they be about what if I just and then we are this day and era where someone can just your girlfriend feels like about fear they should be able to walk around. If it's a short, and it's not like they're going to walk around and someone look at them. Exactly. Do you get it? So he is from a different generation. We are of a different generation.
Yeah, absolutely.
So these are not things you should be comparing. During their time, someone could rent room 30 years straight.
Yes.
Do you understand? You think that the house belongs to the person, but it's renting because things were not that expensive.
Yeah.
The work you are doing, the job you have,
we didn't say things
the salary you have.
We didn't say things were not that expensive, but the cost of living wasn't high.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing because if you are working 9 to 5 during those time and they give you 700 cedis, trust me, say your rent will be somewhere around 70 cedis or 150 cedis.
Yeah.
You see the amount of money you have left.
Yeah.
Right now, you go somewhere, then somewhere in Choco, the place not well kept too. I remember when I was in ATU, it vexed me like I die. Place you go rent for Accra there, some basa by Hearts place me. The man they told me say he could take me 400 cedis a month. Nothing in the room inside. You didn't have to cancel the whole room and everything. So imagine said that you live in that neighborhood. Here lies the case right now. They say on a minimum wage how much? You reach 15 cedis.
Yeah, I see it, but I forget.
Our minimum wage is not up to 20 cedis for a day. Our minimum wage is not up to 20 cedis. Yeah. You work for someone, you see someone going to work up and down. By the end of the month, he's going to take 700 cedis. You think me, I'm working, I'm taking 700 cedis, I'm going to go for a girlfriend. For what? Can I not do calculations to understand, say, when your girlfriend, as some of her expenses are going to my expenses? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
But then I doubt it was like that.
That's the thing. Even back then, when you have a girlfriend, say, "Oh, better I'll say, towe mommy." We are now in an era where the girl feels like, as soon as I agree to be your girlfriend, you are supposed to take care of me.
Well, not all of them, but
most of them. Most of them. As soon as you decide to date them, then they think, say, You are not in charge of them, and then in charge self, you cannot tell her what to wear. what she wants is what she wants.
Financially limited.
Exactly. Do you get me? So during that time, it was so people. I see people and then or self workers say, "Yeah, tell me one." Then you go and follow them. I look at them and I feel like wait, with all due respect. I look at you sometimes and I feel like you don't know what you're about, especially if you are decide to marry just because the person has advised you to say worry. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Have you looked through your own financial, your own? Let me watch your bank account more. Have you looked into your own savings account to see that what you have there after the marriage? Are you going to be able to survive on what you have left? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
But then
people go to church, they tell us, say, do and marry. By the time you see you rush, you go take the study. If you don't really know the study, you go marry. The pastor go there and say, you go knock your wife. You know if you knock your wife off, you have started misbehave. Meanwhile, he started dating in wife 1960.
Yeah.
You get it? They've known each other. Like things were able to work for them because they were understanding each other. Back then, divorcing someone wasn't like some kind of taboo.
Yeah.
Like one year, if you use as soon as you divorce, no one say what no one yourself. And then what happened?
Yes.
So as soon as things start going south, you start trying to make it work.
Absolutely.
Not hear that someone will even cook and then because the food tastes different today, now me like bro. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's not like back then where some things were criticized. Right now, any small thing, left arm. Any small thing, left arm. You buy what I try to talk. You decide say you go stay a bit, be like you fool too much, be like you're simple. Why the women they look plenty for the country? Like why the men is he the only one? You get what I'm trying to say? So there are some suggestions, there are some advices that people, especially the people that came before us give. That I feel like sometimes, because if I'm being honest, on who to say some of them see it like Sikana originally back then now they were able to use to sustain themselves. If you think that same money, that same amount of money today, you should be able to use that money to sustain yourself. But things don't work that way. Back then when you were selling gas, 5 cedis, 10 cedis, you could easily afford gas and then they were a better charm. But here lies the case, you can buy you can fill your cylinder for 150 cedis and then within the next 2 months, then it is finished. You see what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So things are not like this. Whilst time goes ahead, inflation also is rising. Do you get it? US crowd must say, Ghana has it. You see what I'm trying to say? It's not like I'm angry or anything. But if you are ready to get married, it is your life that is going to be in that marriage. The person who is telling you to get married is not going to be in that marriage with you.
They will not even give you money crap to start.
The person who is telling you, who is advising you, say, go and get married. They're telling me, say, if I'm failing to my father should sack me from the house. If he sack, where is he going to get his descendants from? Do you get me?
Yeah.
Because
no, but then we are forgetting that he made another salient point that we don't want to get married, but then we are enjoying what marriage reports.
You have to enjoy it. As a man, when you're not enjoying those things, you can easily get prostate cancer. I'm not coming to get prostate cancer because
no, but bro, you are cheating.
I'm not cheating nature.
You are cheating marriage. So.
I'm not cheating nature. What God didn't tell Abraham say, worry now, or say, that is the thing. So if you are not ready,
you are not ready to marry. Doesn't mean
it's not like you see. And the thing is that it's not like most guys are not ready to marry you. You said it.
Yeah.
Some of them might be willing to get married, but the expectations of you can't even exactly. You can't even go into the marriage. True. What all the girls want, and it's almost like not enyo obabia na epe, but if I'm chrome and then me share with me can I say akwa say as of pesika me so me nisika ni beef must can say man I mean nisika no so me mean tomorrow I see someone else or no sika if me to asu 5-15 times you drink me bread. Obviously, it's going to look like because if out of 10 people that the 10 in Nana Michelle na some pesika na some it's going to look like most of them in the nation,
Bible
a lot of men in the town they have that mental stability, that sexual stability, all the stabilities, financial stability in Naka.
Yeah.
You understand?
You can't go and marry and just come and be having sex. How will you take care of your wife?
You go see they show you see you with no plus blue balls and that boy you could learn lesson. You understand?
Yeah.
Some people feel like any can be but me I say it every time. Money does a lot of things. Money does a lot. If you have someone they say any can mind you bring the money, I'll take it. As can be so that you go and get the energy you want.
Yeah, man.
Do you get it?
I do.
So yes, the man of God has said, a lot. And I'm glad that he actually wants the best for us.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes when someone wants the best for you, they don't really understand. I'm not saying they don't understand the best they want for you, but like up at the but you and guys have to go within yourself and then see, say, even though this person is advising you, you can tell yourself at the if I'm to take this advice, how well is it going to help me?
Mm-hmm.
If you're already in a financial, you're already in a stable financial status.
You also have money.
You're already stable. Not say you are wasting time. And that is when they're advising you should see, say, it's actually exactly. But things are not really going well for you like that. You try, you get spec. Look, man, when you get spec, you forget and get the money before you go take, you go take that spec. You are what at the top.
True.
So there are some advices when they advise you and guys you for evaluate.
Yeah.
Then see, say, Charlie, it be good advice. But I take that advice right now. It will help me.
Yeah.
So if it would give you a good plan, you are fine. But no go stand on the basis of someone telling you you're married. It's just like someone telling you you're divorced, then you go and divorce, and you find out say your spouse hits or something, and you come and blame the person.
Yeah.
Am I making sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Charlie, Manche, thanks for coming on the show today too.
Thanks.
It being be one producer, but thanks for coming.
Thank you.
In schedules be very tight. And thanks for watching us. So whilst you are still here, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Hey, before you feel basa Charlie.